And hello there, everybody. How are you all doing today? Megan included, as always.
Hello.
uh, as in the hopefully you're doing good part, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So more E3 videos. Today we're doing 1997, a pretty good year for video games from what I remember. Um, so we'll have to see how this goes. So this is E3 in 1997, the next generation VHS Mesa video. I don't know what that means, but it's a trade show video apparently. I did skim through it a little bit. It seemed pretty interesting. Uploaded by a guy named Old E3 VHS Videos. He says no reference to the channel or videos is necessary, but whatever. If you want to check out him or his stuff, I mean, he is right here. Old E3
Yeah.
VHS Videos. And we are going to have some fun, just kind of going through this like we have been at 2 times speed, of course. And we will see what happens in 97. Oh, I might have it muted. I do. Wait, hold on. Hold on. It's capturing something else, apparently. I think oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Yeah, I somehow also had the Nintendo press briefing thing going. That's for next time. Not right now.
Hmm.
That's for next time. I see. I have certain things planned. I've somewhat got it all figured out. Okay, now we should be good. Now, I don't know if there's meant to be sound here. He did say in the description that some things were muted because YouTube stuff. So we will see. Classic sound. Classic Sony.
That's nostalgic.
The largest trade show dedicated to the video game industry. You might have read about it in gaming magazines and maybe even seen a few pictures. But now, through the use of time-lapse photography, the Underground takes you for a quick look inside E3 and making of Sony's outrageous booth from the ground up.
Man, interesting. So that's how they made E3, huh?
Yeah. Does seem like a pretty big production to set up, huh?
It does. It's in like a Sony video, right? Now it looks like it becomes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure why it started off with this is how E3 is put up. Unless this was like just a video that they had as well that they were showing on the floor.
Yeah, it was probably a promotional thing so people could kind of see the process to get the room as it was when they were there.
Yeah, because like I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be Sony centric. At least I hope it's not. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure in my scroll through I saw something Nintendo-y. If it does seem too Sony centric, then maybe I'll be like, okay, no, we'll just do something else instead. Because I do have another backup just in case. But I assume it's gonna go through this and probably pick up on the actual show floor. Because this is just a show floor video. Once again, I don't believe I could really find any like press conference like stuff. So this is what we get. We get another show floor video. Which I will say, it looks like 97. They probably put a bit more money into it.
Yeah, it seems like it. It definitely seems like a very big production. Looks pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah. Like not like the other years were cheap, mind you, but I could see them seeing the value in doing this one. So just while it's kind of going through this bit, once again, occasionally it will go silent. Let me get some stats for E3 1997. Yeah, here we go. Here's the proper show floor stuff. Alamo. It's really neat to see the outside of the venue too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So E3 97 took place at the Georgia World Congress Center, so they weren't in LA for this one.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And it had 37,000 people, so not as many as the previous 2 years. Oh yeah, so they weren't able to secure the LA Convention Center for this year.
Okay.
And at this point, the main presenters were Nintendo, Sega, and Sony.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's pretty much what we've seen this entire time so far.
Yeah. I'm just kind of curious when Sega kind of drops off, you know?
I mean, I would have to assume it would be at least a little bit after the Dreamcast was out, so maybe like the early 2000s?
Maybe. Oh, EA Sports. This is when EA got in the sports game, I see.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
The old EA logo, too.
Wow, I haven't seen that in forever. Oh, NASCAR.
NASCAR
Well, that's cool.
98. Yeah, it is pretty cool.
I like how the logo in front of that car kind of looked like the Hot Wheels logo.
I think it might have been, because I think they did have a Hot Wheels car
Oh, okay.
in
Also
NASCAR
Kodak.
at this time. Classic. Yeah, so last
I
year...
remember when cameras had film.
Dude, same. So last year we saw a ton of sports games, right? So this year
Yeah.
EA probably took the market. EA Sports exists now, and they probably just, well, control the sports titles. As you can see, they're really kind of advertising it too. It's like, here's EA Sports for all of our games under that line.
Yeah, I guess they saw how
Golf,
popular sports games
FIFA.
were during the Olympics, so they probably decided to try and make their own versions of them.
Probably. Mascot too, nice. Yeah, the NBA Live. Yeah, I do find it really interesting how they have just this one big booth for all their sports games.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like pretty much entirely what they were showing this year.
Potentially, because I assume this would have been a pretty big deal assuming this is the launch of the EA Sports quote unquote brand, right?
Yeah, because I don't know much about EA publishing like back in the 90s, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have a ton of IPs at this time.
Let me see. Actually, Electronic Arts. So what did they have prior to '97? Because I'm not really too sure either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they did a couple of they did one of the Ultimate games. They did have They had John Madden football in '88. So they did do some sports games. They did have SimCity by this point.
Okay.
Wing Commander, Micro Machines. They did do NHL hockey. So I'm guessing they did do sports games, but it wasn't until maybe around this time when they got like super big into it. Maybe they got enough money to be able to say, hey, here's EA Sports. Here's our only sports brand, right? Or sports only brand. They did System Shock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Command and Conquer.
That's true.
Yeah, so prior to 97, they did have quite a bit.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
you know.
So I figured they might have done some sports games in the past, but yeah, this must have been when they put more budget on it to get them all on current gen consoles.
Yeah, because like they did do some by the looks of it. At least as the EA brand. Like I'm guessing 97 was the first year of EA Sports. Officially.
Probably.
I'm kind of curious. What's that? What the hell is that? Is that dinosaur?
Dinosaur, but I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, because that's like a big, like, thing. And what is that?
I don't know. Maybe later we'll see the front of it.
Maybe. Better look away. What was it?
Well, they got this little, I guess, bowl that is supposed to bounce sound. Maybe it's supposed to give you surround sound.
Oh, maybe.
Their first attempt at it.
Apparently, EA Sports was a thing in 91.
Okay.
So maybe this isn't the first year. Huh, that's interesting.
They must have just made a really big push for it this year.
Probably.
'Cause yeah, the first, like, sports games I remember playing would have been around 97, 98, I think.
Submarine Dumb in here startlingly clear audio. Wow, okay. Maybe you're right. Maybe this is the weird attempt at like some kind of surround sound technology. Oh, Tekken 3.
Not gonna lie, I'd be kind of curious what that would actually sound like.
Yeah, I'd be curious too. Namco?
Oh, Namco? Okay.
I can't
Oh,
say I
Kelowna?
recognized any of these Namco games. That might be, yeah, except for Kelowna. Kelowna I do recognize.
That's kind of funny considering they're coming out with the remaster relatively soon.
And Time Crisis. Yeah, I'll admit, when I was younger, I couldn't really get into Kelowna. I don't know why.
I never played it, so I can't say.
Like, I want to try it again because I feel like maybe when I was younger, I just saw like, oh, 2D kind of side-scrolling-ish game. That's so ancient by today's standards. When I did play it, because I mean, I didn't play until a long time after it became a thing, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I was young and just stupid, right? So maybe if I played it now, I'd be able to appreciate it more since I'm an adult and still stupid, but not as like stupid, you know?
I mean, I feel like, at least for me, my taste in games has kind of changed for the better over the years. Like, even the last few years, I'll go back and play something, especially retro games, and probably enjoy them more than I did before.
Yeah, I could see that. So once again, though, just kind of looking at this, light gun games for the arcade still pretty popular.
Yeah.
Sports games still pretty popular, but we probably won't see as many of them. Fighting games with Tekken, I guess we'll have to see. But I mean, so far in arcades, still a thing on Midway. Oh,
Nice.
that was yeah, back when Midway was alive. The shout out if you remember Midway. Oh, that was Ace Combat 2 or Air Combat 2, I think. Is that what it said? Yeah, Ace Combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was Air Combat for the first game, then they rebranded as Ace Combat, I think. Yeah, so it's Ace Combat 2. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, the booths are all really cool. It's pretty impressive what they were able to put together.
Yeah.
Like, I know this would be kind of the thing that we would probably expect at E3 nowadays. I don't know what it's been like for the last few years, mind you, but man, I just love seeing like the giant signs and stuff, and like the balloon statue, whatever that was with the dinosaur. Like, it's all really cool.
It is really cool. Yeah, I hope
So realistic, you're sucked into the game.
Dude, so true. I really hope that
Oh.
whatever E3 becomes later is going to retain at least some of the spectacle, you know?
Yeah.
Although I think I heard over the years E3 was heavily kind of cutting back on the show floor and like some of the spectacle.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people were kind of just tuning into the press conferences. They weren't really going across the show floor as much.
Yeah. Some classic 3D Pac-Man.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember this game. We played it at our grandpa's house at one point. I don't think we got too far in it, though.
Oh, Megan, is that your grandpa? Is that your grandpa?
No. This is my grandpa that lives in Winnipeg, so I've only been over there a few times.
Okay. I don't know what game that is. Silicon Valley?
I'm not sure, but I
What?
guess we're starting to see the 3D platformers.
Wait a minute, hold on. I want to see what that game actually is. Yeah, Silicon Valley? That must be a really early version of it. Because I've played Silicon Valley. I don't remember it looking like that at all. That's interesting. If that's Silicon Valley, then that's really interesting. Much more, very different from the Silicon Valley I remember.
I haven't seen Silicon Valley, so I'm not sure, but just looking at the textures, it does seem like they were very much trying to go for something similar to Mario 64.
I'm really curious about this now. That guy hooking it up.
Oh,
That's one of those PlayStations.
PS1.
Oh yeah, PS1. Yeah. Ooh.
I was gonna
Controller
say
config.
N64, and then I realized it wasn't N64.
You're
You're
fired.
fired.
No.
Skiing game, huh? Okay.
Yeah, Silicon Valley. I want to actually buy one day. I would like to own Silicon Valley.
Oh, look, another Doom clone.
Yeah, another Doom clone. But you can see the graphics though. Once again, getting up there.
They are.
Looking a bit more like Quake.
Honestly, that looks pretty alright.
You got merch.
Oh, nice.
Promo items. Whoa, Sailor Moon. That's Sailor
Yeah.
Mars, technically.
There's Sailor Moon.
That one probably is actually Sailor Moon, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Sailor Moon.
Wonder why. Were they having like a cosplay contest, or was this just like for a booth? I can't recall any Sailor Moon games coming out.
I mean, I don't remember it being any Sailor Moon games, no.
Hold on, let's see if I know this guy's like saying something. I just don't know if it's like relevant.
Yeah.
PC DVD. I like how PC was like starting to get their own little thing here too.
Yeah, I guess DVDs would have been pretty new at this point, huh?
I believe so, yeah. PC DVD Encore. So I guess maybe they're trying to say, look what we can put on this. We can put like actual video on this. Yeah, so
Yeah,
so this must be really new, yeah.
Well, that's cool. I guess it makes sense. I think people were starting to phase out of VHSs around the end of the 90s, so this must have been, if not the first showing, one of the early ones.
Yeah.
Creative is the leader in multimedia solutions, and our success with PC DVD will be no different. By Christmas, hundreds of thousands of users will already be experiencing the next generation of DVD technology. Creative PC DVD Encore.
Yeah, so the DVD was released in... Hold on, I saw it here. Released in Japan in 96, November 96. January 97 in Asia, and March 97 in the US. March 98 in Europe. Then 99 in Australia and New Zealand. So yeah, it was a relatively new thing. Probably very expensive. Which I guess is why he was talking about... making a cheaper brand or something. I don't quite know what he said. I just know he said cost. I heard him mention something about cost. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I've already seen this.
I Twisted Metal too.
Style, sophistication, the ability to launch napalm into oncoming traffic. If these are the things you look for in an automobile, it's
This is the era of cheesy live-action video game commercials. I love it.
Yeah, good times.
And the new APS flamethrowing system, all standard. Drive the 1997 Twisted Metal 2 on PlayStation from Sony, and let style be your weapon.
Now we're going to show you what it took to make this ad. The Underground has asked me to give you an eyewitness account of the making of the Twisted Metal 2 TV commercial. I'm David Bamberger, the product manager for Twisted Metal 2.
They did a making of, huh?
Crew to Prague and saw how they captured the look and feel of a luxury car ad. Prague was the perfect city. It's located in the Czech Republic and has a rich, glamorous feel that we were looking for. We were lucky to find Monique locally. But to get the properly arrogant...
Wonder what Monique is doing now.
We had to import Timothy from England.
And Timothy.
To be a nice guy. Of course, the real star of the ad is this fully loaded, heavily armed car.
Style, sophistication, the ability to launch napalm into oncoming traffic.
Of course, a missile launcher wasn't a standard feature in these big American cars, so we added one.
Nah, that's pretty cool.
I wonder if those are just kind of like bottle rockets.
They look like they might have been.
Used a real explosion to get the reflection you're about to see in the actor's glasses.
Oh, that's cool.
Ability to launch napalm into oncoming traffic. If these are the things you look for in an automobile, it's time you test drive Twisted.
So I find it funny that it went to all that effort to do that for that scene, but if this was nowadays, that would just be CGI.
Yeah, it really would be.
Run from the gunfire. With each blown take, the door had to be rebuilt with fresh explosive cans. With only one door panel left, she pulled it off perfectly.
All standard.
Lucky.
Drive the 1997 Twisted Metal 2 on PlayStation from Sony.
This is one of the last shots we did because the flamethrower actually melted the hood of the car.
And let style be your weapon.
The crew somehow found this big American car in Prague. They worked on it non-stop for a week and turned it into this twisted metal weapon of mass destruction. It wasn't street legal when we bought it, and it certainly wasn't street legal after.
What happened to that car?
And remember, drive angry.
I don't know. I assume probably after they were done, they probably took for scrap, or at least unmodified it.
Probably. Because I could see someone being like, oh, I want to buy that for my collection. Oh, IDOS. Tomb Raider 2.
I mean, that would be cool. Like, not gonna lie, I don't know what I would do with it, but it'd be pretty cool.
It would be. Once again, though, we just saw Tomb Raider last year, and it's already getting a sequel.
Yeah, I mean, this was the time period where you could turn around a sequel in like a year.
I'm not too sure what game this is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Still an IDOS game by the looks of it. Considering, I don't know why it says IDOS on the screen there. I don't know if that's a reflection. That's a very strong reflection, if so.
I would have to assume there's probably a sign with lights behind him that's reflecting on the screen.
Steel Legions? Is that what that said?
I'm not sure, I didn't see.
Once again, some kind of fighter. I don't know what that one is, though. I know it showed the name. I don't recognize it, though.
Yeah, I don't either.
And same with
A
this
lot
one, too.
more flight simulator games, huh?
Yeah. Flying Nightmares 2. Flight Unlimited. Flight Unlimited 2. Team Apache. Yeah, you're right. This seemed like they had quite a few flying games.
Yeah.
All by IDOS, apparently. See, I've never heard of Flying Nightmares.
Neither have I.
Life says Lara.
Yeah.
Another more like fighting game accessories
It seems like it.
for the N64, I guess. Oh, it's crashed.
I
Oh,
like the idea of like getting that fight stick for the N64 and playing something like Super Mario.
that'd be funny. Now, this I actually think I did show you. Not the fight stick, but like the Crash Bandicoot thing that's about to come up. So that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Back when they had like a dude puppeteering the characters.
Yes, I have come a long way. I've done a lot of maturing. I've done a lot of growing up. I've got a lot of new moves. I'm able to dive like Ryu. Yes, I can kick like Jackie Chan. You and me.
I still think he sounds like Tom Kenny.
I mean, you never know. So this is Crash's canon voice, by the way. I don't care what anybody else says. If people are like, "We doesn't talk in the games." Maybe he does in later games.
From what I call, I think the first time he actually talks would have been like in Mind Over Mune, and people hated his voice. But that was also the game where they made Tiny a sassy tiger, so...
Okay, well they ruined Crash then. But to me, this will now be Crash's canon voice, at least for the classic trilogy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there would be any talking with Crash in Crash 4. I haven't got around to playing that, but... Also, this is a really good Crash level. I like this one. That was pretty fun.
That was really good. Oops. Another one. Oh, they had a bit of a tournament, I guess?
It seems like it.
Or maybe not. Maybe those are still just like booths. I just thought I heard someone say something about a winner.
Yeah.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Classic. Really good game.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool when I watched the speedrun at GDQ a few years ago.
And then you get Parappa.
Parappa! You gotta believe.
Hold on. What was the guy talking about? Yeah. I keep clicking the wrong one. Man, I did look to see if there's a keyboard shortcut for playback speed. Couldn't find one. Because if I could, I would like to just hit a button and be like, oh, be all professional that way.
Yeah, I can kind of understand them.
What was that?
No, I didn't want to talk over his voice. I could kind of understand them not having a shortcut for it, because I can't imagine a lot of people are changing the playback speed.
I mean, I suppose that is true. So this is a tournament. Free trip to Miami if you win.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. Parappa.
Nice.
Big PlayStation controller too. Okay, that's funny.
That's actually really cool. So they make it seem like you're almost playing on drums.
Yeah. Now go back 2 times speed.
Yeah.
Master Onion.
Classic.
What game is this?
I'm not sure.
It looks like Final Fantasy in terms of the graphic style. It's not. Unless that's supposed to be like really it is. It's really early Final Fantasy VII stuff.
Huh. That must have been before they finalized character designs.
Probably, because that one looked like, the one character looked like Marlene, but she just seemed like a little bit off.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I guess a very early, like, announcement trailer, probably.
Probably.
Oh boy, Blasto.
Yeah, stove.
I actually know this character.
That's interesting.
The Jurassic World, I heard this game isn't really all that good. Tomb Raider 2, though, different. Armored Core?
Yeah, that must be Armored Core.
Spawn. Oh, I have that game. I don't think it's good, but I have it.
Parappa!
See, I'd like to own Parappa sometime. The Parappa series.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Our games speak for themselves.
Oh, it's Crash.
Now I could see Crash 2 being a pretty big thing for them.
Yeah,
After
Crash
this is
1 was
Crash
really
1.
big for the PlayStation, so they would have been pushing Crash 2 pretty hard because was their like unofficial mascot for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, they really abandoned the giant pixel head. They're like, let's go with Bandicoot instead.
I mean, it makes sense. I think people would relate more to the marsupial than they would the polygon head. Yeah, even the music sounds a little different, huh?
Yeah, well, let's actually go back and hear this in like normal speed because I'm kind of curious about the music.
That's true. I guess it could just be because it's played in 2 times.
Talking about Shinra, Rebel Group, Makoro. I don't think they actually ever named the power plant. That's Cloud Falling though.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this was supposed to be seen in the original game.
Probably. It seems kind of weird because it seems like they put a lot of effort into this cutscene that never made it in the game. They must have changed it pretty drastically.
Well, see, these tornadoes, right? Aren't they in the remake? Don't they show up in Midgar in the remake?
I'll be honest, I don't recall.
I think they might.
I don't know, maybe that was their original idea, but they couldn't make it work technically, so they changed it.
Maybe. Because like you said, I'd be surprised if they didn't put that in the game.
A nice PlayStation Underground.
Sony clocks, Sony shirts, all that merch. They're like 2 years in the game and they're like, hey, look at us go.
I mean, they made it big. I'd be curious on how much their merch actually sold.
Yeah, I'm noticing something though. I don't think this is like 100% a PlayStation video because we've seen some stuff for games like not on PlayStation. We've seen like peripherals and stuff in arcades. But I'm seeing a lot of PlayStation though, still, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony was just pushing for essentially more space on the show floor. Because they had a lot of different statue dioramas and stuff too.
Yeah. Dude, imagine being your job just to like stand there.
Stand there as a half-naked babe by a giant robot statue.
Yeah. I wonder how much you got paid. I say I'll do
Hopefully
it.
enough.
Like I'll do it for money.
It
I
would have
don't
been
care.
tiring all day. Tennessee River.
Gex.
Oh, nice. Gex is cool. I do want to play through them one of these days.
Test Drive 4. See, I really like the which Gex was it? The 3D one? I think it was just called Gex 3D, right? Oh, Jersey Devil. I used to play Jersey Devil too. I would like to buy that one. That one I know they did have it next wave.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I have heard of it.
Dragon Ball GT.
Dragon Ball GT.
Whoa. At this point, was Dragon Ball Z even done?
No, I don't believe so. I think it was still actively airing in America, at least in '97.
Yeah, like I think it was done in Japan by this point, but I think I'm pretty sure GT didn't air in America until like what 2000.
Something like that, yeah.
So I think Z would have still been going at this point, because Pokemon was just
Yeah.
coming out, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the Pokemon anime kind of started in '97, I believe. It was just after it came out in Japan.
Yeah, because I remember watching Pokemon and new episodes of Z with my cousin. So I'm guessing Z was still. Yeah, I don't know how far it would have been at this point. Project Blasto. Oh, dead. Do not press. Don't do it, Megan.
I mean, it's a big red button. I feel like someone has to press it.
Oh,
No!
Mad Cats.
Oh, nice.
Superior arcade control. Dual analog joystick for the
Whoa, it's like-
N64.
Oh god, that's like a
That's-
brick.
That is like a brick. That's interesting. So this must be when Mad Catz got pretty big into the game then.
Yeah. Oh, this is cool.
Oh, that black PlayStation. Man, I wish they like actually had it in a black color. That wasn't just like a dev kit.
Yeah, I almost wonder if that's a newer div kit though, because it's a different color of black.
It might have been. The firefighting game, huh? Where's his helmet? It's not regulation. And by the way, Megan, just so
Yeah.
you know, if you ever do want to slow anything down or go back or re-see anything in case you see a game that you think might look kind of cool, just let me know and I'll do that, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Just so you know, you have control over this too, even if I'm the one hitting the buttons.
No, it's all
7.
good. There it is, the legend.
Oh,
And
gold
he just
saucer.
went away.
Ah, he's still there. It's the gold saucer, and this is
Yeah.
the opening bit. They're not getting off the train.
I didn't realize they
Scorpion
were
tank.
showing a bunch of different spots. Scorpion tank boss was fun.
Oh, what's the type of development stage? So how far are they in? That's kind of neat how they have like a diagram for it, for how finished the game is.
I guess that makes sense. It would give
Mm.
people some kind of expectation for the demos they see, especially if they had stuff that was in an earlier stage of development.
Yeah, you know, I kind of like this though. I don't know if I saw any of this at any of the other ones for the previous years, but having like a little plaque with like, here are the controls, and this is how far done we are. I think it's pretty clever.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good way to showcase how close the game is to completion and what you should expect this to be compared to the final product.
Yeah. Fif- 60% on that one.
That
I
explains a
mean-
lot. I was thinking the water looked a little weird, but
A little
they're
bit.
probably still working on textures and stuff.
Probably. Medieval.
Medieval! This game is so cool.
Yeah, I need to play it. Well, I did, to be fair. I played it years ago, but I mean, like, again, right? I only know it's 50% done.
Okay.
So very early.
It seems like they have like the base art style and stuff down, at least for the beginning of the game, so maybe they were just working on later stages.
Yeah, I could see that. Pretty sure I saw this game at a GDQ, actually. Cardinal Sin.
I don't remember. Oh, this is cool.
Another fighting game. 50%.
Okay.
Ah.
Get screwed.
Did she lose her head for like a moment?
I don't know, maybe?
Exodus. Pew pew.
Oh,
A
this
lot
is
of
cool.
a lot of mech games too.
I mean, I think it makes sense. Mechs and like robotic things are probably easier to make look more realistic with the polygons.
True.
Jet
I'm
Moto
gonna
2!
add Exodus to the list of games I want to pick up because that did look pretty neat.
Okay. Yeah, it looked interesting. I'm surprised they showed Jet Moto this early in development.
I mean, maybe to them it doesn't really matter that much. Maybe they're like, well, it's a racing game. Dude, was that... Oh, I thought it said Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus. I'm like, wait, Yu-Gi-Oh! Fighting game?
Dude, that'd be sick. Can I play as Joey Wheeler? Yeah, actually, that'd be really cool. You make their moveset based on like their iconic monsters.
I mean, that would be pretty cool. Armored Core, the
Armored
OG.
Core.
I want to buy Armored Core, dude. That one seems like it's going to be really hard to find, though.
Yeah. I bought a couple of them like after Boxing Day and they were relatively expensive. I'm still looking for some of the earlier ones.
Yeah, because I really want to play Armored Core 1 and 2. Like, if I find them at the game store, I'll probably just grab them because they seem really hard to find, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think if they pop up, those ones we just get. Just like how, same with Mr. Mosquito, right? It's in that kind of rarity scale. It's like if you just find it, just go for it. You know?
Yeah. I keep seeing Armored Core 4 every time we go in and I'm like, no, not today because it's like $90.
I mean, that one's probably easier to find at the very least, right?
Yeah, which is why I'm not too worried about it.
It seems like the PlayStation ones are the ones that are going to be the hardest. So like Armored Core 1, 2, and I assume 3. Whoa,
Yeah.
it's Croc.
Croc!
90%.
Oh, almost done. I never played Croc.
I never did either, but it always looked interesting. Disney's Hercules.
Oh, the Hercules game. I heard this game was like really hard.
I could imagine that.
It looks pretty good though.
Oh, RE2. Oh, see, now
Yeah.
this I think is interesting. I don't know if I actually mentioned this on stream at all, right?
Okay.
But I mentioned it to you, interestingly enough, because I looked up something with RE2, I think. No, I think I was actually skimming through this video when I was trying to like show you stuff, right? Just like briefly, yeah. And I saw this and I'm like, a decapitated head. I don't think that was in RE2. I think it was there, but then they probably removed it. Or at least removed it in the North American edition.
Yeah, they might have had to censor it for ratings.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure it wasn't there, which I think is really neat, especially since as of this recording, I'm recently going and currently still going through the Resident Evil games. So RE2, even though it was a while ago at this point, still fairly fresh in my memory for everything that kind of happened. So I just thought it was really neat to see it. I'm like, oh, neat. The game was different. Oh, and you know, there's not a door on that wall either. There'd be a door on the wall that would lead into another room. Like, I'm sure you can see my cursor. Like, I think there'd be a door like right there.
Yeah.
And there's not one. So that's interesting. I wonder how far in development this one is.
Yeah, I don't know, because the gameplay, at least from what I know of RE2, looks pretty close to what it'd be at the or for launch, right?
I don't know what the hell this enemy is. I don't think this is in the game either. I don't think there's a part in the game where something comes out of the floor. I don't know what that is.
He's like a Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't think that made it into the game. That's interesting though. Huh.
That's cool.
I wonder why they scrapped it.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely scrapped.
I don't know, maybe it was just the kind of thing they didn't have enough time to fully polish it, so they cut it.
Maybe. I don't know about this fire area either. I don't know if that's in the game. Huh. Weird. I'm learning a lot. I don't know about this area either. Yeah, I guess they changed a lot.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And I don't
Thanks.
recall a flamethrower weapon. I don't think they had that in the game either. This is really interesting. There's a lot that seems different.
Yeah, I'm surprised they changed that much of it.
At least I don't recall a flamethrower in 2.
Well, I feel like you would remember a flamethrower, probably.
I mean, I'd hope so. Huh. Dude's having fun with the pointer up and down. Marvel
Yeah.
superheroes. So they had a Marvel sequel too, I guess. To the
Yeah.
fighting game we saw last year.
Yeah, it looks cool. Street Fighter Plus.
Apparently, I didn't even know it was the thing. It's 3D.
I didn't either.
Huh.
But there was so many ports of Street Fighter 2, it doesn't surprise me.
I mean, that is true.
Pitfall, huh?
I don't know they made a Pitfall game like this.
I didn't know either, because from what I heard, it was like a really early franchise. I think it was on the Atari, but I guess maybe they were doing like a, well, I guess 2D, 3D-ish platformer. But that's pretty early in production, so maybe it got canceled. I don't know.
Maybe. An apocalypse. Forsaken. I don't know what this game is, but it sounds a lot like Forspoken. It's by Acclaim, huh?
That's cool.
Game Day 97.
Oh, so this is when they first started doing a little bit of motion cap, huh?
To see how they could take you running and put it on the screen and fill in your animation or whatever, and it ends up being a real football player in the game if you want to go back to what you think. So what it does is for each frame, it will go through and it will figure out where each of these dots actually were. They really don't mean anything until you start moving them. Once you start moving them, you can see basically where the hips and the knees and the ankles.
Now, I wonder if this is pretty early in the mocap stage.
It seems like it, because it seems like they're using the motion cap to do basic rigging of the models, right?
Yeah. And considering he was explaining, like, oh yeah, we do these little dots and it tells us stuff, like, etc., etc. It does make it seem like, yeah, it's like fairly new tech.
That's kind of cool. I didn't realize motion cap was a thing so early in, well, the lifespan of gaming in general. Because I only remember seeing it probably, well, it would have been a different motion cap, mind you, but the motion cap they used for a lot of PlayStation 3 games.
Didn't they have some mocap for Final Fantasy X? I'm
not sure on that.
I think I want to say I remember seeing something in the credits about mocap. Duke Nukem.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them
nice.
doing some motion cap for some of the battle animations and stuff, or even like the basic running animation.
Yeah, or even just like the CG cutscenes, maybe.
Yeah.
I remember this level. I remember this level all too well. Some Unreal Tournament. I think it said Unreal 2.
I think so. I think it's Unreal Tournament too, yeah. Duke Nukem!
Blood.
Blood!
Weird name, but sure. A bit too basic. Pitchfork?
Well,
Dude, this
yeah.
is sick.
But I mean, it is a Doom clone, so I guess they're just trying to go for simplicity in the name.
Maybe.
MDK! I never played the original one, but MDK2 we actually played a decent amount of.
I've not played it either. Seemed fun though.
It's a very interesting game. I need to actually finish it one of these days. I wasn't able to get very far into it when I was like 8.
That's some interesting running animation.
Yeah.
BMX Racing 4. Let's say VMX or BMX.
It said V, but it's a bike, so I don't know.
Maybe they didn't have rights to the BMX name, so maybe this is like virtual something
Probably.
or other.
Man, it's pretty punishing. You drive on the grass and you just fall over.
I mean, true. Ooh. With a big ass statue.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, look, it's the Sailor Girls.
It is. Megan, who's your favorite Sailor Scout? Let's make people mad.
I'll be honest, I don't really remember much about them aside from Sailor Moon herself, so I'll probably say Sailor Moon.
I mean, fair. See, I liked Venus, and I really liked Sailor Venus. Yeah. Long blonde hair. Yeah. I liked Mars too, though. I don't know. I kind of liked her attitude. I don't know. It's interesting.
Okay.
Never really cared for Jupiter. You got to remember though, this is coming from like a guy who was like really young when that came out. So a lot of my interest was, you know, damn, she cute, basically, right? Or I like personality. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. I remember I liked the show. I watched it, and like my parents had bought me one of those. It was basically like a book that had these different buttons. So like as you went through, you did them, and they different voice lines and sound effects and stuff. I remember reading that a lot.
See, I had some of those too, but I had those for like Disney books. Don't recall any for Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about it, to be honest. I just remember it was a Sailor Moon thing. One of these days I do want to go back and actually watch the anime fully and also see the reboot or whatever came out a little while ago.
I mean, that would be fun. I mean, possible Let's Watch material. I don't know, Megan, what do you think?
Maybe, I don't know.
You know what? Keep an eye out for potential Sailor Moon Let's Watch in the future. You heard it here first on E3 1997.
It's a long time ago, okay.
Maxis. SimCity 3000. Oh. Simcopter.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Man, when we
I
get
like
to
the
the
little traffic
presentation for
cam.
Spore, I'm going to be so sad.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, fair.
I was like really, really into Spore before it came out. Do you think EA would ever try to like reboot Spore?
No, probably not.
I mean, that's fair. I just think it'd be interesting. I don't
like-
think they would do it any better, mind you, but
Well, thing is, Spore itself is honestly a pretty interesting game. It's not really bad. It's just that I preferred it when it went a more realistic as opposed to a cartoony route, you know?
yeah, I never saw it when it was on the realistic route, but
But that was when I really was into Spore. Well, you know what, Megan, you're going to see it because I know they had a presentation for it at one of the E3s.
yay. Well, that's going to be like another 10 years from now, because it would have been like 2007, I think, when they would have shown it, I imagine.
And probably, but you know what, Megan? Oh, a dangling controller. That's not nice for the controller. But you know what, Megan? It's okay. We'll be there in 2007 sooner than you know.
Ooh.
It is kind of cool seeing some Quake representation now, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Mythology Sub-Zero. Yeah, I'm kind of sad the Mythology series never really took off.
What is the Mythology series?
So I think Mythology. Oh, it's Liu King. They're getting his autograph. I want to be those people. Yeah, so I think the Mythology series was it was supposed to be kind of a spin-off series. Like they started with Mythology Sub-Zero, and it was supposed to tell like the origin of Sub-Zero, the character.
Okay.
And like, so I think the idea was they were meant to go more in depth on the characters individually. It wasn't just like a fighting game, but it was more like a 3D kind of action platformer-ish kind of game.
Oh, okay.
But like you had to like jump around and like go talk with other characters and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure. I never played it, admittedly, but I think that's supposed to be the idea. But I think Sub-Zero was really poorly received, so I don't think they ever went through with more Mythologies games.
Oh, okay. I mean, it sounds cool.
Star Wars fighting game. Dude, look at Skywalker beating the shit out of some person. Who's he beating the shit out of? Hold on. Hold on. I don't care about you, Hercules. Hold on. That's Luke Skywalker. Look at that. Dude, I want to play this. He's not even using a lightsaber. He's literally just beating the shit out of for the person. Oh, what does that say? Oh, I can't really read that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I want to play this, dude. It's such a weird concept, though. Like, give them their lightsabers at least, you know?
Yeah, but then, like, how do you have... Oh, it's the Croc balloon we saw.
It was Croc. That makes so much sense now.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, because I guess they probably felt if they gave him lightsabers, like, aside from doing the other animations and stuff, that it would be a little awkward to have, like, Han Solo fighting Darth Vader. Like, how does he win?
I mean, true. Fair point. Oh, Jurassic Park. The Lost World. Yeah, okay, fair. How's this game?
See, playing as a dinosaur is pretty cool. I don't know how I'd feel about playing, like, a platformer as a dinosaur, though.
Yeah! Something has survived.
That kind of just sounded like the Vader scream. No!
It's sped up, actually. It does kind of sound like that. You're right. So DreamWorks Interactive.
So their whole thing is about Jurassic Park. That's interesting.
I mean, and yeah, because when did the movie come out? The movie was 96, right?
Didn't the movie come out in 97?
I don't know, because this is The Lost World, and I think that's the sequel to the movie.
Oh, maybe.
Let's see, Jurassic Park. Oh, 93. Okay, never mind then.
Oh, okay.
I keep forgetting how early it was, dude. It looks so good. It's like,
Yeah,
how did that come out in 93? When did Lost World come out? Okay, Lost World was 97.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Ultima Online.
Oh, that's cool.
Man, classic. Dungeon Keeper. I've heard good things about Dungeon Keeper, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, not the mobile game, though.
Well, yeah, but it's a mobile game, yeah. The only mobile game that's actually decent that I can think of is, like, Genshin, to be honest. And that surprised me.
That did surprise me too, honestly. Like, I need to play more Genshin, but I was expecting it to be really not that much fun.
The X-Files.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember playing the X-Files. Well, unrestricted access. Sony debuts controller. Oh, is that the analog stick? Oh, the
Ooh.
analog stick.
Nice.
Now that's right here. Changes the gaming world forever.
Yeah.
You know, this right here is literally probably the biggest innovation in video games. Because you think about it, right? Analog controllers, analog sticks did not exist. Sony came up with it. They're like, yo, here's their debut controller. I could imagine a lot of people looking at this and going like, huh, that's kind of weird. I don't know about that. But imagine gaming today if this wasn't created, right?
Yeah.
Everything has an
awesome.
analog controller. Everything has analog sticks. Yeah, like it's absolutely crazy how big of a deal this was.
Yeah. I was actually kind of just thinking that too. I'm like, I was wondering when we were gonna see like actual games that use the DualShock, but seems like we're getting the controller now.
Is that supposed to be like a separate, like, new type of DVD case or something where it like pops out the bottom?
Seems like it.
Kind of weird.
You can do it, bud. Or maybe not.
Maybe not. Metal Gear Solid.
That's true. That came out in 97 or 98.
Yeah, I think it was 98. Good game. Good series. Realistic motion battle. I want to go back for a bit. It says realistic motion battle, but I want to see like the walk animation they did. That almost looked a little off. Okay, a little bit strange, a little bit weird. And you saw a 3D RPG. Oh, Konami. Huh. Oh, Goemon. Beautiful. I want to get this game eventually too, but this one's gonna be expensive as hell.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
It's gonna be the only problem with that. But I used to play this game a lot. Used to rent it like all the time.
Yeah, I never played it.
How about Salamander?
Salamander. Yes.
In the zone. Konami Sports.
Konami
Huh?
Sports, okay.
She's like, man, nobody's coming taking pictures with me. I got in there. Now you're gonna get in business suit. The Nagano. See, I have this one. I have the Nagano Olympic game. Yeah, it's really interesting seeing this stuff too, because like, admittedly, I kind of associate E3 a lot with like content creators and stuff to some degree, and like gaming journalists walking around with like microphones, got people being like, "Hey, tell me about this game," and it's just, I'm not seeing that like anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a thing at this point. I guess it wouldn't have been because the
Probably
internet was
not.
still fairly new.
Yeah.
Saturday, it's gonna be interesting. Oddworld.
Oh, yeah.
The best. So good. I need to stream Oddworld at some point. It's such a good series. Hello. 400 more screens. Well, this game scared the shit out of me when I was younger too. It's such a creepy game.
Terrifying.
Like, it's such a creepy game.
It is.
Get me out of here and help me rescue the others.
But like, it's not like explicitly adult. Like, there's no swearing in it or anything either. You know, but it's
No.
just the visuals are really kind of messed up.
A little bit.
Like, what with the slavery and the meat and the really weird creatures you ran into.
You know, I like the design choice to use the digital boards to give gameplay hints and controls.
Yeah, it's really clever.
Because it doesn't even feel out of place because of the way the meat processing plant is.
Yeah. Oh, rip.
Oh no, he didn't press triangle.
It's neat seeing PC like on the show floor now too. They're like, yo man, we
Yeah.
got shat on by, and I play this game too. Or it's like, hey man, Nintendo and Sony shitting, not Nintendo, Sega and Sony shitting on us. You know, we're gonna go to the show floor now.
Yeah.
And then eventually we'll make our own console.
We'll
Wait,
do
man,
the
look at that
Batmobile.
No, that Batmobile has really big ass wings.
It does. A little bit too much movement in this menu, I think.
A little bit. Homer's bar. Okay. I was gonna say Homer's BAP. What does that mean? And I put two and two together and I'm like, ah, bar. You know, that makes more sense. Riven, the sequel to Myst. I don't know much about Riven.
I don't know much about Riven either.
It's probably nowhere near as good as Myst, though.
Yeah, I think people generally hold Myst in very high regard, but I don't know about the rest of the series.
200 addictive levels.
Oh man.
Forty shoot 'em up stages. Highly detailed 3D view. I'm gonna say 30 view. The hell? But
30 view.
But 3D view makes a lot more sense. Ba-do.
Oh,
Yeah, which logo is that again?
I don't know.
Psychosis? Is that what it says? Maybe Psygnosis, yeah. Interesting. The future. That seems interesting.
It does, yeah.
Once again, though, seems just kind of like your typical helicopter style game from back in the day, too.
Yeah.
Not bad. Just like, you know, once again, it's still very similar to some of the things you've seen in years past. G-Police.
Okay.
Okay, so that game's called G-Police. I mean, looks interesting, you know?
It does.
I know you can flip. Huge crashes. Yeah, of course, you gotta advertise that. Oh boy, he dying.
I mean, they did say realistic crashes.
Yeah, I found that Star Wars fighting game. I can see if I can find that just because I'm really. It's been on my mind. I just want to know more about it.
That's fair.
I'm gonna keep it on the screen, but tell me if you see anything cool.
Yeah, okay.
Masters of the. How do you say this? Terrakasi? Tell me more about you. Power Soccer 2.
Yeah. Rascal.
Never heard of this one.
Neither have I.
Okay, so I guess the character that Luke Skywalker was fighting was called Arden Lin.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who that is. Probably someone from the comics or the novels.
I feel like I've heard the name before, but yeah, I don't remember who it is.
Okay, I'm digging this one. Very cartoony.
It is.
Ah, so Han Solo is in it. Same with Princess Leia, Chewbacca, Boba Fett. Darth Vader is a secret character, and Princess Leia in a metal bikini. Dude, sick.
Of course.
And Mara Jade and a stormtrooper.
Leia in a bikini sounds like a very typical, like, playground rumor. It was like, no way Leia's in a bikini.
It might have been, to be fair. It might have been a playground rumor that turned out to actually be true.
Yeah.
Blood, flame, earth, skull, clay.
Zombieville.
Voiceless charnel, speak again. I conjure you by the good book Ezekiel down forth. Rise and make answer to me.
Why do you disturb me, my son? I see you bear the sacred and holy Father Jekiel's writing. They will purify the sin from your soul.
I see they took a book out of original Resident Evil voice acting.
A little bit.
Like the source of evil, the thing that's making zombies.
Tamagotchi. Wow, this
Oh
one
boy,
Tamagotchi was
Tamagotchi.
huge.
Yeah, it was.
You know what? I want to actually watch this in the beginning because I'm curious about Tamagotchi, what they have to say.
I'm kind of surprised they don't have like a mobile app for Tamagotchi, huh?
I mean, it would be the next step.
'Cause I could see them doing that.
To a Tamagotchi aligned the streets outside FAO Schwartz, but let's begin where it began. You don't have to buy any of those fancy pet foods, and thanks to our man in Japan, Barry Peterson, we were warned back in January how this craze had swept that country. It's cute, she said. For the record, this is it, a little electronic gizmo chicken.
Oh, they do have a Tamagotchi app.
Oh, that's cool.
My Tamagotchi forever, huh?
Even let you know if you've reached the right weight for his age. Anyway, now the Bandai Corporation, the folks who gave us Power Rangers, are giving us, selling us Tamagotchi. By 5 p.m., more than 10,000 drawn at FAO. At $18 at Tamagotchi.
I got 6.
Why did you feel you had to rush?
Got 6?
Because I missed out on Kiss Me Elmo.
I think it's Tickle Me Elmo.
It's that too.
Oh, Rich Tickle
Kiss
the
Me
man
Elmo.
from Bandai.
Oh, the dude in the Tamagotchi outfit.
That's pretty funny.
Hopefully. It turns out he's not the only one. It seems supplies are a little short on the home front.
That's crazy, dude. See, it's interesting that I guess because we have Bankai did own it. At least for like
Yeah.
North American distribution. distribution, whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense that, yeah, distribution, there you go. So it makes sense that they would have an E3 booth. Just being like, yo, Tamagotchis.
Honestly, I always forget that E3 isn't just video games. It's literally just any electronic technology.
Yeah. Which, as we've kind of seen here, by them showing off like DVD stuff and internet-based stuff, and
Yeah.
it's so crazy that Tamagotchi was like such a big deal.
I mean, it was like a little toy you could take everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just an interesting idea to me because it's not really like, because like you think about it, it's not really all that interesting. Yeah. It's just like a little pixel thing that moves and you feed it and stuff. But I mean, in the long run, I mean, you know, is it really that special? Not really, but people loved it, right?
Yeah, I think it was just the gimmick of being able to raise your own pet, and then that was really cool.
Whoa, look at that.
Whoa.
Oh, desktop workstation, man. I wish you could see the specs on that. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. Holy crap.
Like, even for now, I don't like, you could get some pretty high-end computers for not even like half that amount.
Yeah, I think if you were gonna get like a top end computer with like the best stuff you can get, at most it would probably cost you like $6,000, I want to say.
Like at most, and that's like with everything. Like I have some pretty top of the line stuff in my computer, and I think my computer is roughly like, if I were to put a price on it, like let me think. Maybe like $3,000-ish dollars, maybe. I don't quite remember, to be honest, because like the GPU cost me like $1,000 roughly. Motherboard was like quite a bit. Yeah, honestly, I'm not really too sure. I don't know how much mine is. I know mine for the moment is a pretty top of the line system though.
Yeah.
Like 3080, good motherboard, brand new, like top quality, good, like lots of RAM. Mine's pretty good, but mine wouldn't go for 7,000 for sure.
No.
Oh wait, we can actually see the specs.
Oh.
1290, 1280 by 1024. 180 megahertz
2
CPU.
gigabyte BCM disk.
2 gigabyte BCM disk. 84 megabytes of DRAM.
Wow.
Ethernet. 32-bit. Double buffer graphics. Hardware texture mapping. Man, that was $7,000. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you could like realistically, a lot, yeah, if you're able to do it, like it's kind of weird, like taking this into consideration. And I'm not talking from a place of privilege either, or anything like that. But like, if you really want to put like some money towards like a higher end computer, it wouldn't really, it's not really that bad, especially if you buy it in parts, right? Like bits and pieces over time. Like it's really not that bad. Like 7,000. I'm trying to think what would even cost that much to put in like to make a computer that much now. Because like you even get like a 4090 graphics card. That's like what, $2,000? How much is that one? I know it's a lot.
I want to say it's about 2,000.
Yeah, like just off the top of my head, I know it's a lot of money.
Because I guess if you think about it, right, like you get the motherboard, you get the processor, you get the RAM, hard drives, monitor, keyboard, mouse. Like once you get all of that, I could see a really good computer nowadays costing like $4,000 or $5,000, but it'd be really hard to go above and beyond that unless you went for like a really crazy setup with dual monitors or like extremely like crazy stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know, to me, I see like $7,000 and I'm like, holy shit, that's a lot of money, even for nowadays, right? Like if you're talking like high-end computers. I guess weirdly enough, that's one thing that has actually gone down in price is the price of computer parts.
I was actually just gonna check that and see how much it was on the inflation calculator. So according to this calculator, $7,465 in 1997 is $12,943.75.
Okay. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. That's basically what I paid for my car. And that was like 5 years ago.
Infogrames. So racing games are starting to be a bit more into, it seems.
Yeah.
Like we had some before, but now I'm seeing what seems like a lot more Space Invaders.
Yeah, we're finally seeing some
Arkanoid.
Nintendo stuff.
Oh, Hudson.
Hudson Soft. I'm not sure what that is. I can't really read it.
Well, it's in Japanese, I think.
Wait, no, but there were some English subtitles at the bottom.
What was there? Okay, hold
I
on.
thought there was. Or am I just imagining things?
Dual Heroes.
Ah,
I
okay.
think it says Dual Heroes. Never heard of that one.
Yeah, neither have I.
At least I'm pretty sure that said Dual Heroes.
I think you're right.
Zen.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
DK. Banjo. Back before he was ruined. Yeah, that's their wall. A lot of these ones they showed off last year.
Yeah.
Big ass controller too. The power of Nintendo.
I'll conquer.
Fucking Conquer. Back before they changed it to be like adult.
Yeah.
That was like,
That's kind of funny.
yeah.
It's like
Man.
the biggest bait and switch in video game history. Oh yeah, it's a cute, fluffy platformer. No, it's not.
Not anymore. Why'd they change it again? I know they had a reason for it. Oh, I think it was because people are like, oh, look, it's another typical, happy, fun kitty platformer. And then Rare was
Yeah, it was
like,
something like that.
okay, listen, asshole, we're going to change our whole game now because of you. And they made it into what became Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
Which I own, but is currently missing somewhere. Which we will find, hopefully. I don't want to have to spend $250 to get it back.
No, we'll find it, I'm sure.
That game I'm pretty sure I bought when it was like 60. I think it was 60 when I got it. Like many years ago, mind you.
Yeah. That was probably before it blew up in popularity.
Probably. Well, the Rumble Pack.
Oh, nice. Tetrasphere. Oh, so you're breaking the blocks to get rid of the spear. That's kind of cool.
That is. Do, 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 do. Top Gear
Top
Rally.
Gear Rally. Oh, wow.
Wrong way. Zooming. So I know we're nearing the closest to the end of this video, and I kind of want to point out here, it's really interesting. So this isn't a biased video because we've seen Nintendo stuff, we've seen Sony stuff, but I'm not really seeing any Sega stuff, or at least not as much.
I wonder if they just didn't really have much of a booth, if anything, at E3 '97. Maybe they dipped out.
Well, I know it says on the wiki page that they were a presenter. So they were there. Maybe they just weren't. Maybe they just didn't have a lot, or they didn't have anything that a lot of people thought was worth checking out.
Maybe.
Like we're seeing N64. We're seeing a lot of PlayStation though.
Yeah.
Which I think is very telling.
Also, it's a very interesting character design. I like how his armor is just like super spiky.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was quite interesting. I hear Star Wars in the background. Star Wars, Star Wars,
Oh, you
Star
think
Wars.
this is a pod racing game?
Maybe. When did that come out?
I want to say it was 97.
Silicon graphics.
Oh, wow.
Partner N64? Is that another attempt at taking the N64 online?
Maybe.
Because if so, then they've tried that with a lot of consoles. Oh wow, they even did the explosion thing.
That's cool.
Empowers Mario. Lamborghini 64? I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know either.
Turn around.
I do find it funny how most of these like realistic racing games look so similar to one another.
They do. And
Like,
people
this one
still don't
almost
know how to
looks the
drive.
same as- It's like, what was it, Top Gear Rally?
Yeah.
But the UI is different. That's basically the biggest thing.
Dude, a real Lamborghini.
Oh wow.
More Dual Heroes? I think that's more Dual Heroes, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the name Dual Heroes.
Yeah, it's interesting. Although now that I think about it, oh,
Bomberman 64.
Next year we might see Super Smash Bros.
We might. I wonder if that'll take the world. I wonder if that'll take E3 by storm.
Possibly, because I mean it is Nintendo characters after all. Oh no.
So Star Wars Episode 1 Racer is a 99 game.
Oh, is it? I could have sworn it was earlier than that. Okay.
Well, it came out after Episode 1, right? So that
Oh,
was
that's
99, I'm
true.
pretty sure.
That was 99, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that didn't really click with me either until I thought about it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's called Episode 1 Racer.
Yeah, I didn't
Episode
think
1
of
would
that
have been out.
For some reason, I thought it just was Star Wars Racer. Or Star Wars Racing. Something like that.
Yeah, I think they did have a Star Wars racing game at some point. Because I think you could race in like various spaceships. Maybe I'm wrong.
cool.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
TIE Fighter Racing. Or TIE Fighter Racing, I should say.
I mean, possibly. Maybe I'm having like a weird fever dream.
Maybe. I don't know. To be fair, they had a lot of Star Wars games. They had one pretty much every year, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh no, you know what I'm thinking of? They had a Twisted Metal clone with Star Wars, I think, where you could drive the various vehicles. I'm pretty sure.
That's cool.
I think I have no proof. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can look it up. I was gonna say I can't find it, but I wanna see if I can find it.
I hope you can drive the Sandcrawler. That'd be pretty fun.
Star Wars Demolition is what it was called. Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, okay.
What vehicles did you have?
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
I remember playing it and finding it fun, but I could also be really wrong. Maybe I'll add that one to my list of games to buy. Okay, so you could pilot the Stappen battle droid, which I think the battle droid is just the one that can roll around, right?
What, the Droidica?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not actually incredibly sure. Oh no. Okay, so the Stapp is oh fuck. How do I even explain this? So you know how like so you know how you had like the battle. So it's called the Stappen battle droid. Classic Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
Well, I won't pause because I'm gonna get distracted. So I want to explain. I want to see if I can explain this to Megan proper. So you remember in the movie when I think they were on Naboo and you had like the battle droids like on top of that, like not like you know how it's kind of like the speeder bike, but like
Yeah.
they're standing up on it and you could shoot like laser
Yeah, I think
beams.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the one. So you could pilot that. You could pilot the land speeder, a swoop bike. That's what they're called. You could pilot a pod racer, and they all had different pilots and special attacks.
Oh, that's cool.
The AAT, which is like the walking one. I think the snow speeder. You had a jetpack whose pilot was Boba Fett, because of course. A desert skiff, a speeder bike, a cloud cart, and a Sith speeder, piloted by a Darth Maul clone.
Huh. Yeah, now that you mention it, I guess there was a lot of different vehicles in Star Wars.
And then you had the ATST, apparently.
Oh, nice.
You could pilot a Rancor.
Oh. That sounds really cool.
The Sandcrawler does make an appearance, but it's non-controllable.
Aw, man. I just thought it'd be fun. It's like a big truck.
Well, that's the thing. It's like really big and probably be hard to kill and hard to drive.
I just want to play like a Twisted Metal game where I can play the Sandcrawler. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm going to add that game to the list of games to buy, because I think that would actually be a fun game to own.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
I'm going to have to owe a lot of money to fucking video game store at some point.
Yeah, but they're a good store.
They are. Yeah, I didn't point out earlier, but that giant Mumbo statue that they showed, scary as hell, right?
Yeah.
I meant to mention that, but then it completely slipped my mind. Well, you gotta stop throwing it back to the opposing team, goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So come on, you're my goalkeeper in Football Manager 2021. WCW Wrestling, I have this one, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe I only have Nitro, I don't remember. More Conquer.
Nice. Conqueror's Quest.
Man, looks so different, dude. I do love how they change it just despite the people who are saying like, oh, it's another kiddie platforming game. See, I miss old Rare, dude. A Rare that would do that, you know? That'd just be like, well, fuck you guys. We're gonna make this game a hardcore adult game now just to shut you all up.
I honestly, I think it was probably the right move, because if they just made like not a typical 3D platformer, I wouldn't be surprised if Conqueror was just forgotten about.
Yeah, probably, right? Whereas with the Star Fox 64, let's go. Whereas the other one we got is like so good and memorable.
Yeah, like, I think the platforming in Conquer when I played it, like, it was pretty decent, but it was mostly the humor and, like, the absurdity that really sticks out in my mind.
Yeah. That what the
Oh.
fuck? An Atari? Is that because you could what? You can control
It's powered by the bike, right?
that?
So you gotta pedal the bike to power the console.
That's pretty crazy, dude.
I know my mom used to tease me about that because she saw one that had, like, a Game Boy on it, and she's like, "Oh, we'll buy this for you, and then you can only play if you're biking."
Is that like a peripheral for the D-pad?
I wonder how well that actually works as an analog stick.
The play stick. See, they came out at a bad time considering they literally were debuting the DualShock controller.
Yeah. I guess that maybe they just market it as, like, an attachment you can get with your controller, so you don't have to buy a new controller.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a pretty cool hand controller, though.
Yeah. That's good ideas.
Yeah, I do like how experimental they got with tech over the years. And now, like, every controller is basically the same.
I mean, basically, but I think that's just because we've reached a point where, you know, what we have is really good, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of the thing. Now it's literally gotten to pretty much perfection. It's like you don't really need to change it anymore. Which on one hand is kind of sad, but on the other hand, I kind of like having a comfy controller. So what can I really say,
Yeah.
right?
I do like the comfy controllers, yeah.
That's true. Like even Nintendo has kind of gone that route.
Yeah. They're still resisting with the Joy-Cons, but they're getting there.
They're getting there.
I guess we'll see whenever the Switch 2 comes out if they have an actual regular controller or not.
I mean, maybe. I wonder if just despite everybody, they'll still somehow add drift to it. It's like we're unique because we have drift in our controllers.
Yeah, hopefully whenever the Switch 2 comes out, they do fix the Joy-Con drift, because I've heard even, like, the new Legend of Zelda Joy-Cons that came out are getting drift.
Oh. Jeez.
So,
Man,
yeah. They still haven't fixed it.
So, Megan, E3 1997. Getting off of Nintendo. How do we feel about this E3?
There was a lot of really cool stuff. I feel like we saw pretty much every big game that came out that year, at least that I could think of off the top of my head.
I believe so. Yeah, it was a lot of the big games. It was very Sony dominated. Very little Sega. Nintendo was there, and every game that I saw that Nintendo's throwing out were big hits. Though I mean, like Star Fox 64, Banjo Kazooie. You know, like they had a lot of good games coming out that year. So even if they weren't like as like showing off as much, they were still at a pretty good presence. They had a lot of good games. And it was still fairly dominated by sports, not as much. Still a lot of fighters and a decent amount of FPS. I feel like we're seeing more FPS now.
Yeah, they're starting to finally figure out how to shoot in a 3D space.
Yeah. Some platformers still really popular. Quite a few sequels.
Yeah. Honestly, they had a lot of really good stuff, and like I said before, I really did like the presentation of like all the giant Sony statues, like the Crash and the Croc, Lara Croft. All that was really cool.
Yeah, that was all really cool. So yeah, E3 1997, pretty solid overall.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll be moving on to 98 here relatively soon. It's going to be interesting when I actually can find presentations for stuff, because I feel like that's when we'll get more of like the E3 we're kind of all familiar with, right?
Yeah.
The E3 with like, man, what's it going to be like when we see Reggie for the first time? We'll see the first appearance of Reggie himself. And we'll see the last appearance of Reggie himself. We'll be able to go through his whole his whole career cycle with being Nintendo's like face at E3. All right, though. That was pretty good. All right, so yeah, 97, really good. I really enjoyed that one. That one was fun.
Yeah, it was a good one.
And I found more games to add to my list, which is something I didn't expect upon watching these. I didn't think I'd see the games and go, oh, yeah, I'll add that to my list of games I want to buy. But sometimes you see a game like Spider and you just want to pick it up. Sometimes you see an Exodus or Star Wars Demolition, even though that one wasn't in here. It still got me thinking about it. And you just want to pick them up. So that itself is pretty solid. All right, though. So I guess we'll be heading on to 98 fairly shortly then. But for now, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. But for now, it is time we cue the outro. So Frag out, and I will catch you guys later.
Me too.